Do you have a mythic Eironn, but you don't know how to use him? In today's video, we're gonna go through some different modes where you can use him and how you can utilize him. Let's start with AFK Stages and some pushing in here. So here you can put in different teams. You want to gather up the enemies so the Smokey can ulti or get his third ulti. And this is probably a bad example because these flowers or squirrels is horrible. So let's see, I copied someone else's lineup here just because the flowers and the square looking thing sometimes is really dumb. So what you want to do is, if you're manually doing it, sometimes you kind of have to pull them towards the Smokey. The granny will immobilize them. Then, like this, Smokey will use his ultimate or AoE to kill all the enemies on the map. And of course you need to time it a bit better than I did there. So you want to wait until his blue aroma goes off and then pull them in and lock them with granny.
Every sword is a witness.
But if you just wanna use Eironn ultimate, then just put off the auto cast on him. Then just wait. Looks like he will die here. Fighters and he's being outside of the actually survive. That's good. Depending on how far behind the pushing is or how the deficit is, this strategy might be looking a bit different. Oh, he's stunned, so I can't use this right there. So there's basically a lot of different comps you can do to use Eironn like this, or even Smokey.
Every sword is a witness.
There is some different lineups where you, for example, swap in the Smokey to the animal lineup as well, and then you use a Rainier and you swap him in like this. Don't know if it works on this wave. I'm just gonna show it as an example. For some waves you kinda have to do this, where you swap in the Smokey. This was a bad wave to do it, really. But sometimes you swap him in like that, and he will just stand in the backline. I can't remember what lineups you do that for. Let's try and swap in with the corn instead. The Smoker will probably still get targeted, and you don't really want to swap him into a granny. But I just used this wave as an example. So this way I don't have to manually cast Eironn ultimate either. That Smoke is really getting CC'd, so you don't get his ultimate off. So don't mind that. Sometimes you need to swap him in, and this wave is not one of those. Yeah, you can basically swap in like that. What I usually do is use Bowen as well, just to get that energy boosting out as well. You get some extra defense with the Bowen. I'm almost dying there. My granny can ultimate would be amazing right now. Thank you. We can try a bit more. That was a bad pull. Actually pull him away. Sometimes I like to use Rowan as well. I turn off the outcast on Eironn again, so I can decide where the enemy goes on the map, so the Smokey can hopefully hit his ultimate. Once I've done 3 of them. And I also try to make in this wave so the enemy granny doesn't come close to the Smoke as well and CC him, so he can still cast. And there we have the ultimate. And it's also timed with granny time. So it was a nice pull. I could pull them in and I got immobilized for a bit. But Smokey can't ultimate as usual. Come on, it's an Arden and a toy left. But yeah, there you get the concept. And we come to the next area where you can use Eironn in as well. And you've probably seen this setup. A lot of lineups. And here you basically have a pretty standard arena setup where Eironn is used. And basically this is what everyone does in Champion. They take map 3, they put all the heroes to the right side here. Because then everyone who uses Odie and Rainier to swap out a support or one of your backline heroes to win a fight can't do it. The only way they could swap a hero on this map is to place one hero over here. And the nuke with this team is really strong. I haven't upgraded them a lot, but the higher you upgrade them, the harder it is to beat. And basically the only one that beats you is vendors that have like Scarlita or Dianel upgraded. So let's just show already done my arenas today, but let's just jump in and see if I can find someone. So what they're trying to do is avoid this from happening. Because now I can swap with the Rainier and go on the backline with my Odie. The Rainier sees the Human. The Odie killed both Arden and the toy. And this is what everyone tried to avoid, because everyone is going Rainier. And basically everyone is going Rainier first, and a lot of people have Odie. So that's what it's trying to avoid. And later on, when you have like Scarlita and Dianel upgraded, I have Talene, so I can't show you a comp with that. But if I had Scarlita up, I could set an even better defense. Let's actually jump into arena again and see if I can find someone who has that set up. Here's a Scarlita, but not the one I'm looking for. This is actually a guildmate. See, here they basically have it set up the same. You could actually swap some people around here, But they have the Scarlita instead. Have the Scarlita instead of the Carolina, for example. But it's still using the same map and all that. I actually thought he would position so I couldn't swap. But this is a lineup that's really hard to beat as well. And Eironn is used here as well, because it stacks up the enemy team. And then the Scarlita just wrecks everyone. If you've been in an arena, you probably know what happens. But that's some use cases for Eironn. So a lot when it comes to PvP, you will see Eironn combined with Arden and Damien. You'll also see him combined with Carolina, Carlita. That's also a very common use case for him. In deficit pushing, you will most likely see Eironn with Granny and Smokey. See him with Rainier. Showed you, but it was a bad example. But I don't have a way to show it properly. Then you have Rainier where you swap in the Smokey. So the Smokey is basically in the enemy team. And Eironn stacks them up for the Smokey as well. And Granny mobilizes them. Really good, really strong team. And then sometimes you have the filler heroes. Like if I put my actual team up here. I had Rowan and I had Ewan. This is the team I used most for deficit pushing. Though my Ewan isn't that great. But some of these are filler heroes. For example, if I needed to, I could swap out the Rowan for someone else. Depending on the stage. But sometimes you need even more control, so maybe you can put in Arden, so he's rooting the Florabelle or the Zacess, maybe. Just so you guys know, I'm no expert in deficit pushing. I'm just using what I've seen. And then I just change units to experiment and see what works for that wave. And I usually go into a wave and look what the problem is. Is it survivability? Then I bring in more sustain. If you have a problem with units running around and you can't control them, you just put in more heroes like Arden or Florabelle that can stun them. Not more. So you just need to find what works for that wave. There is like no single team that will solve all the problems. But that default team will solve a lot of them. But as always, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.